My name is Diana, I am 39, and have been married to my husband for almost 4 years. He is 36. I never thought I'd be on Reddit asking strangers for advice, but here I am. I found out last week he cheated on me last summer. A few years ago I contracted COVID and I almost died. I was in and out of the hospital several times, while doctors were trying to figure out that I have what's called long COVID. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. I now have permanent damage to my cardio system, respiratory system, nervous system, and live every day almost bed-bound due to chronic fatigue and pain. 2 years ago, I had to leave work due to these issues. I hoped it would be temporary, but now I'm told all of this is permanent, and this is my life now. I went from being educated, kicking ass in my career field, and bringing home a decent income, going to the gym often, and being an active person, to bed-bound and fighting the depression that comes with it all. I miss work dearly, but I have been very proud of how well I've maintained a positive and humorous attitude despite it all. All of this caused us some financial hardship and stress, but my husband was awesome at first, supportive, and stepped up to cover the finances. I felt guilty watching him pick up extra hours, but he was always so positive. After about a year of struggle, he told me he was struggling with his mental health, and I very much cared. I'm a therapist, or was at least. We weighed a lot of options and agreed that he would leave the state to return to his home state for a really good job offer, and to be closer to his support people. The plan was I would stay with my lovely parents for free. He would go to California and stay with his lovely grandma for free, and he would work for 6 months, save up, pay some bills down, and get us a place, and I would then move to California, and we would get back on track together and maybe put this nightmare behind us. Letting him leave was scary and hard, but I did it. My biggest fear is he would see how much better his life is without me now that I'm sick and not want this marriage anymore. Well, within a week of him leaving, he changed. We talked multiple times a day via phone or text, but at some point he started dodging my calls and texts, and his whereabouts were suspicious as hell. Even his grandma was hinting to me that he was acting strange. I was miserable, worried during this time. My anxiety went through the roof and my health went down the toilet, even worse. I directly asked him if he was cheating, and he vehemently denied it, and just said he was overwhelmed and stressed and feeling lots of pressure to save us. I understood this. After he had been gone 5 months, he finally confessed to me that his mental health had been even worse. He was struggling with suicidal ideation and depression, and had been drinking heavily and dabbling in coke. He admitted he had blown all of his money and accomplished nothing towards our goal. I was devastated and considered divorce at this time. But I have a soft spot for mental health struggles, so I dug deep and told him I would forgive him as long as he showed better behavior going forward. And he did. Much better. This did cause a huge delay in us reuniting. It ended up being a year before he finally reached his savings goals, paid some bills off, and got us a place. Meanwhile, I had applied for disability and was approved, so I know, come with a small monthly income as well. So, after a year of being apart, I finally moved to California 6 weeks ago and thought the nightmare was over. and we could be happy again. Nope! My gut instinct never let go of the notion that he had cheated. He had never previously shown any shady signs of being a cheater in our marriage, but my gut just wouldn't let up. So I admit I lied to him to get the truth. He came home from work last week, and I said an anonymous Instagram account with no profile pic sent me a message saying my husband cheated, and they had proof. And he folded like a napkin, started crying, and admitted when he was depressed and binge drinking, he ran into an old coworker, whom I know, at a bar, and they went back to her place and hooked up. They chatted throughout the following week, and he went back for seconds. He says he woke up the next morning hungover and realized what an awful thing he did. So he left without a word and ghosted her. This was last August. I wasn't shocked, but I've also never felt relationship pain so bad in my entire life until this. I'm devastated. My husband did the worst things he could do while I was at my lowest and needed him the most. And he lied about it for a year, coaxed me into forgiving him for blowing our money and prolonging our plans, and let me leave my supportive family back home to come here and get this news. I'm actually more furious that he didn't tell me before I came here, so I could make a fully informed decision than I am that he cheated. He cries, he begs for forgiveness, he over-explains, love bombs me, etc. He wants me to forgive and let him prove it was just a mental health mistake that he won't repeat. He is in therapy and stopped drinking. Since I've been back with him, he hasn't gone out without me or done anything shady to make me question anything. In fact, he does the opposite. He calls me to tell me his every move, and I don't even ask him to do that. I can't tell any of my loved ones. Hence why I'm talking to strangers on the internet. I have no one to turn to for support. They all wanted me to dump him after he blew our money. If I tell them he also cheated, they will hate him forever and insist I leave. I feel so alone, and now I'm dealing with anger and some serious self-worth issues. My question is, how do couples get past this? Can it be gotten past? Is there anything worth salvaging, and how does one know to stay or go? I know these questions are so cliche, but head is a mess! I found out a week ago my husband cheated on me a year ago while he was away for work, and we had some hard life stuff going on. Now I don't know if I should stay and forgive or leave. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it and want to listen to more emotional and simple stories, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel Infinite Hearts.